All right, guys, we decided to stop in at Epic Adventure Outfitters for a few minutes while we're passing by. We're actually on our road trip vlog right now. So Christian's made some changes to his Jeep since the last time we were here. He's picked up the new Dometic Series 3 45-quart fridge and their new portable battery system. And I want to check it out. We're gonna be making some changes to our JL and making it a little bit more, I don't wanna say overland friendly, but because we're having to spend so much time in BC, I'm doing a lot more camping, and we're gonna be adding some more mods to the JL over the next few weeks and months. And I'm really trying to figure out what to do in the back with a fridge and for cooking and storage and powering devices and things like that. So Christian and Paul said, why don't you stop in and check out the updates to Christian's JL and take a look at some of these cool new products from Dometic. First of all, we got epic new graphics on the Bikini Pearl JL, which weren't here last time. A little dirty. No we got the skulls and the topographic map. Few new scratches. If you haven't checked out Epic Adventure's latest video on their channel, they went down the same trails we went in the Kootenays. In the last couple of vlogs that I put up, they were like, wow, that's crazy, we gotta go check that out. And it's been a while since we've been out to the Kootenays. So they went and shot some pretty awesome videos of the same stuff. So if you wanna see more footage of those crazy epic locations, go check out their channel for sure, and their latest upload. Do you have more uploads coming from that trip?
Yes, yeah, we have 3 other videos coming from that trip. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to those. You guys should check them out as well. But let's take a look. What has Christian changed in the back of his JL since I was here last?
Yeah, so just for folks that haven't seen this setup before, so essentially this is a Goose Gear setup. So Goose Gear basically makes the modules for the back, so you can have fridge slides, stove slides, different drawer setups. In this case, we went with what they call the ice box. So that's what the fridge sits here, and then we did a double drawer module as well. And then we did a plate on top so that we can essentially mount a whole bunch of heavy gear to the top here as well. So this is very solid, no noises, no squeaks. We hate noise when you're driving.
Me too.
Yeah, so if you look at the drawer system that we have in here, this is generally how you set that up. Is it uses all just little dividers and things that you can set up for how you want your gear to stay inside and not move around. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and so essentially with this, the fridge slide, I'll just show you the fridge slide essentially pops out.
That is really slick.
So it's nice, it's in there, it's nice and secure, it's not going anywhere. And this is the CFX 345 from Dometic. So we're now a Dometic dealer as well, and this is kind of the fridge.
So that looks a lot different than my 28 quart. So this is their new Series 3 setup, which they've
slick,
just very clean look. Nice aluminum. I see they have aluminum handles on the side now rather than the plastic ones that I have on mine. Now this is a little bit bigger. This is the 45 quart, which I think they're saying they can fit like 67 cans in there. So how many beers do we need to take for a long weekend?
Depends what size the can. Small cans? I don't know.
But you know, I have found, you know, I do really like the portability of my 28 quart, but at the same time, for more than a day or two, it's definitely a challenge to get everything in there. Now this is the 45 quart. They also make the 35 quart in the Series 3. Which is the one I'm looking at, and I think we might have to maybe consider an upgrade depending on what we do in the back of my Jeep, because this is why I want to look at some of these setups, what Christian has with the Goose Gear setup and how that might work. Now the other thing that I've kind of noticed since putting my Tuffy security deck in is I have the soft top, so it does kind of change how easy it is to get into some of these systems. Anything above the tailgate is going to be, you know, you have to pop the rear window off to get into it. You guys do a lot of Goose Gear stuff, it seems, and it's everything that I've seen.
Again, it's very modular.
Yeah,
it's very silent. It's a very, very top quality product. You know, it uses Russian birchwood from Germany, so you don't have any humidity issues or that kind of stuff. They Line-X everything, right? And all the fasteners. If you've ever tried to look at all the 80/20 stuff, this is pretty high quality stuff. It's put together very well.
It looks really clean and really well built.
Tolerances. Like you're talking millimeter space and everything. So they've really CAD designed everything to fit the back of a particular vehicle. So whether that's, we do a lot of 4Runners, Do a lot of Jeep Wranglers. Now we're starting to do some Gladiators as well.
How about Broncos? Are they coming?
Yeah. They will be. They will be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Goose Gear is already looking. I would not doubt that they want a full system for a Bronco.
I think everybody in the aftermarket space is going to be chasing
just
Bronco.
Waiting for that Bronco to come so they can get it and
the
start
first
designing
one.
for it. But I would assume it'd be a similar setup to this, depending on what the widths are and those kind of things. Yeah, so for the Jeep and the JL, it's a little bit narrower at a drawer system. The JK was a little bit wider, about an inch wider.
Yeah.
So they had to narrow that because of the subwoofer on the side, just to fit that all in there.
So if somebody wants some Goose Gear, is there pre-made configurations, or is it order to spec?
Yeah, if you were to go to goosegear.com, you can see what it is. And so they essentially build when we order, so they're build to order. Most of the stuff we do is pretty much what they already have there. We're just picking the parts for the client and basically saying this is what will work. But some people want a little bit of a custom setup. They will do that. It does take a bit longer. But essentially, yeah, you're building it out. It always starts with the base plate system. And so when you look at SUVs like the Wrangler or the 4Runner, you do the back plate system, and then some people remove the 40% seat, some people remove the 60%, some people do the whole thing. With the Gladiator, like our Gladiator, we remove the whole back seat, so we have a full platform back there. And then once you have the platform, they've already got all the holes pre-drilled, all pre-sunk, everything with the hardware. So essentially you can start buying the modules, and you don't have to do the whole thing. You could just do a fridge slide, and then I have some people that sleep along one side, right, as a stealth sleeper. So
you can add as you go and change your needs.
We have quite a few repeat Goose Gear customers who've tried it out, usually with a fridge slide. Okay, I need a drawer system, or I want to drawer out the side back door. We went with the white face drawers. They do gray and black as well. We tried to get them to do red. They wouldn't do it. Because they didn't want to start making red. But
might be a deal breaker.
Yeah, might be a deal breaker right there. Yeah, we went with white, just kind of go with the bikini light theme we have going on here, something different, because we always do the black drawers. We thought, let's try the white drawers. And then Goose Gear was nice enough now, when we get our equipment, they actually do our branding directly on there.
They're doing that, okay.
So they laser cut that for us, just because we love working with them. We do quite a few of their install videos. So if you go to Goose Gear's site, that's some of our most popular YouTube videos, is us doing the full decomp, coming out, putting the whole system in, explaining it all.
So where are they based out of?
They're based out of California. Yeah, they're based out of California, just moved into a new facility, so they're getting a bit faster in getting us product. They're really super nice guys to work with, never had an issue with warranty or squeaking or anything with them. They just make it's crafts. I think it's a craftsman product, right?
Premium
hand-built craftsman product. It's really cool.
Let's talk about the new things that weren't here last time.
Last time you were here, this is the fridge. So again, we talked just briefly about the CFX3. This is the new fridge.
Yeah, their new series.
So the new series, nice. Nice modern look to it.
Real nice design to it.
Real nice design to it. This particular fridge, so when you do a JL and you don't want to remove the back seats, unfortunately this is one of the few fridges that'll work. And so between the JK and the JL, this back seat is reclined a bit more, so you lose almost an inch in the back of the space. Even though technically the floor space is the same, the seat slants back more. So unfortunately you cannot do the ARB fridges that we've been doing forever, that everybody sees. You can do that in a JK. You can't do it in this unless you were to remove both your back seats. The fridge on the ARB, the size of it just won't fit. It won't.
The length and height.
The length is too much with the handles and the slope. Same internal space as an ARB. They all use pretty much the Waco compressors and those kind of things, but a lot of new electronics and power saving features and things in this fridge, which are kind of cool. So that's your fridge on the fridge slide. Then next up is the new Dometic PLB40 battery. So we do a lot of dual battery setups here at Epic, and so when you do a dual battery setup, it's kind of a one-way street for a Wrangler or a Tacoma or a 4Runner, meaning you're going into the engine compartment, you're cutting things, taking things, for a JL, you gotta move the little auxiliary battery, you gotta cut a bunch of stuff, move the fuse box. So usually you're using Genesis off-road systems for doing that, and you're having to get 2 new batteries. That's a fairly expensive proposition.
And is the diesel even capable of a dual battery?
We haven't done one in a diesel yet.
Yeah. So we've got a whole new list of problems,
whole new things, right? Because things in the engine compartment and the diesel are kind of moved around a little bit. So we haven't done one of those yet. So we were thinking to ourselves, what would be an easier way of essentially achieving the same thing, but giving you a bit more portability and a bit more versatility and not making it totally permanent. So in other words, we haven't touched the engine compartment, we still have one battery up there, but now we have the Dometic PLB40. So this is a 40 amp hour battery. And so what we've done in this case is we have this switch right here, and this switch essentially is a cutoff switch. Now that I flip that, right now we're drawing battery power from the battery to this portable battery. So it's charging right now, right? And so then at night, we can essentially flick that switch off, and that's our kill switch. There's no more power from the battery. It's just existing on its own. And then it powers the fridge. And
so no change in wiring. You don't have to unplug anything.
No,
it just
just a nice little switch here. This is something we did just to try. So basically flick that off. Now we're just solely on the battery. And so we ran the fridge for 3 nights just off that battery with no power coming from the engine compartment. Like this thing's running it. Got down to about 68%. Again, the fridge started full because as you know, if you have an empty fridge, it's going to cycle more. But as we got down over the days, as we're eating food, obviously the fridge got emptier and emptier. But down to about 68%.
So you weren't filling it with warm beers as you went?
Well, once in a while. Usually Monster Energy.
Just kind of keep topping it up with more drinks, right?
With more drinks. And at night also is it has ports on here for USB. So essentially we're charging our drones. This is our little charge station here. So drones, phones, cameras would be charging here. Basically just off the USB charge.
And that's something that I've found a challenge when I'm out. Now the more devices I get, I'm always needing to charge GoPro batteries, and now I've got the drone, and I want to make sure my phone's topped up, and we got to get all the media we can when we're out, and to not have to be attached to my Jeep all night, and whether you have a ground tent or rooftop tent, you could bring one of these portable battery systems into your tent and charge your devices, or you don't have to worry about running your vehicle or running down your battery to charge them up overnight, and then in the morning you get up, everything's good to go.
So for us, this is really a game changer.
Yeah.
So somebody comes with saying, hey, I need a dual battery setup, we're gonna probably steer them towards this. So what do you lose in not doing the dual battery setup in your engine compartment is you lose that secondary battery for really jumping your vehicle. So if you were to drain your battery, or you got a battery issue or some draw or some issue with your vehicle and you needed to jump it, you don't have that second battery in the engine compartment to jump, because this is not going to jump you. So what we carry instead is the Naco jump battery packs. We use the GB70. It's like 120 bucks at Canadian Tire. That thing will jump anything. We've jumped semi-trucks, we've jumped everything with that thing, and it does 54 jumps on a charge.
Wow.
So we just keep one of those handy so that, if you did have an issue where your main battery is done, 120 bucks, again, non-permanent, you hook it up, start the vehicle, boom, away you go, and then this solves everything else. All your other power needs, this is solved. And more importantly, again, it's not permanent, it's portable. You haven't taken apart your thing, you don't have to worry about warranty issues when a tech goes inside your engine compartment and says, what's all this all change? You don't have that issue anymore, right?
And that's the big challenge. It's nice to be able to revert things back, and anything that's electrical is a lot of commitment, and a dual battery setup is even more. And it's not cheap.
Dual battery setup from Genesis with 2 Odyssey batteries, you're pushing $3,000.
Yeah,
right?
and so people, you look at these portable battery units and you look at the cost and you think it's a lot, but each battery is $400 or $500 on its own, and you need 2 of them, and then you need all the additional components to make it work, and then you need to install it, and then you're still modifying your vehicle beyond a point of no return. So I think you're right with talking about how this fills a gap, and it's very cost effective, and it's very simple and easy.
Yeah, these are about $1,000, right? So for $1,000 versus $3,000 plus all the stuff you just talked about with the dual battery setup, plus let's say $120 for a Naco jump charger. Yeah,
you're 95% of the way there. Right?
95% of the way there. You pretty much got everything solved from your power needs. This charges, you could charge this off your wall socket at home. It charges directly from the batteries we have here, or you can also do solar. It's got the connection for solar in the back as well. So you kind of have all those 3 options to do that. But again, we just did a 5-day trip to the Kootenays. With this setup we had here, this thing never left the vehicle. We just left it here. This is a game changer. Like this just makes electric so simple.
I like how compact.
Complicated, right? It's compact,
clean,
simple. You can take it out. It's just easy. The only thing we really did extra was just do our own kill switch, and you don't have to do that. There'd be no reason to do that. We just did that strictly for testing purposes, just to see if I have no power coming in, how long will this thing actually power the fridge and our drone and everything else. It lasted the whole 5 days.
So otherwise you would just connect this up to your 12 volts.
Yeah, you just plug in your 12 volt. You could plug it into your adapter you have in the back of your Jeep if you wanted to. We would always recommend anytime you're running a fridge or running anything like that, use a fridge wiring kit, either from ARB or Dometic. Just run it straight from the battery to here. We have that run just at the back corner of the Jeep here, and then everything plugs into there. Just so you get true power, proper gauge wire. Fridges don't like to run off the minuscule gauge wire that's in the back of vehicles. So yeah, so just it's the proper way to do it. And you don't have to wire up a kill switch like we did. That's just for us experimenting and trying it out. But
it gives me a lot of ideas, right? And we're trying to figure out what we want to do, and with my rig, and with, you know, I've got the soft top, and we're going to be doing a few different things with the soft top, and maybe some tent on the top. So should we do something like this in the jail? I'm really liking how organized this is. We've just been doing so much more camping, and I think we're just going to continue to do that throughout the winter and into the spring. And so I think I'm going to change gears a little bit on the build with the JL, and we're going to start to do a little bit more organization, and I want to say adventure ready, and just want to throw some food in the fridge like Paul was mentioning, and maybe have a more comfortable spot to sleep other than the ground tent. But really liking the looks of this Goose Gear setup. The next upcoming vlogs are going to be us hitting the Kootenays again in the mountains, and hopefully Christian and Paul make it up to wheel with us for a little bit. And with that said, I'm out of here. We're jumping back in the Corvette. We're going to finish this vlog. Have a great weekend. See you guys in the next upload.